Imagine walking into a crowded hall where every eye is fixed on you, some filled with admiration, others with jealousy. People whisper, they laugh, they doubt, and in that moment, a single choice you make could make them call you wise or foolish. But here's the question. What if being called foolish was actually the smartest decision you could ever make? Today, I want to share with you a powerful story that proves appearances can be deceiving, and true wisdom often hides in places we least expect. Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there was a king who ruled with power but relied heavily on one man, his chief minister. This minister wasn't just smart, he was brilliant. Whenever the kingdom faced a crisis, be it war, famine, or political turmoil, the minister always had a clear and clever solution. The king valued his counsel so deeply that he rarely made any big decision without him. Naturally, this earned the minister respect, but also envy. Many courtiers burned with jealousy. They wanted him to fail. They waited eagerly for the day his wisdom would be questioned. One day, during a casual gathering in court, the king chuckled and said, "My minister is the wisest man I know, but his son, now he is a fool." The hall erupted in laughter. The courtiers smirked. The minister's face tightened. He respected his king, but these words pierced his heart. With calm restraint, he asked, "May I know why you think my son is foolish?" The king leaned back on his throne and explained, "Every morning, when I meet my people in the marketplace, your son is there. I ask him a simple question. Which is more valuable, gold or silver? And every single time, without fail, he says, 'Silver.' Everyone laughs, and I cannot help but agree. What kind of fool would choose silver over gold?" The court erupted again with mocking laughter. The minister bowed his head and said nothing, but inside he was restless. That evening, back at his home, the minister called his son. His tone was stern, his eyes filled with both concern and disappointment. "Son, you are bringing shame upon our family. Tell me, what is more valuable, gold or silver?" The boy replied instantly, "Gold, of course, father. Everyone knows that." The minister frowned. "Then why, every day, do you embarrass me before the king and his court by saying silver?" The boy smiled, a quiet, knowing smile that caught his father off guard. "Father, I think it's time you understood why." The boy explained, "Every morning, the king calls me in front of the people. He places 2 coins before me, one gold and one silver, and he says, 'Take whichever you think is more valuable.' Now, if I were to choose the gold coin just once, the game would be over. The king would laugh, call it finished, and never ask me again. But by choosing silver, I let the game continue. Every single day, I take 1 silver coin home. The king laughs, the crowd mocks me, but the game goes on." The boy then led his father to his room. He pulled out a wooden box hidden under his bed. As he lifted the lid, the minister's eyes widened. Inside, stacked neatly, were hundreds of silver coins, more wealth than most villagers could earn in a lifetime. The boy looked at his father and said, "Tell me, father, who is truly foolish? The one who takes a single gold coin once, or the one who earns a silver coin every day?" The minister stood frozen, speechless. His son's wisdom was astonishing. What the world called foolishness was in truth a strategy, one that required patience, foresight, and the ability to endure mockery without losing sight of the bigger reward. The next day, when the king once again mocked the boy in court, the minister no longer felt shame. Instead, he smiled quietly. He now understood that his son wasn't simple-minded. He was playing a game only a truly wise person could play, turning ridicule into opportunity. And here's the lesson for us today. Too often, we live in a world that judges success by appearances. If you don't show off your achievements, people assume you have none. If you make unconventional choices, people call you strange or even foolish. But real wisdom doesn't scream for attention. Real wisdom doesn't care about fitting in. Real wisdom looks beyond the laughter of the crowd and sees the reward waiting in the long run. Think about it. How many times have innovators, dreamers, and leaders been mocked before their vision became reality? When the Wright brothers spoke of flying, people laughed. When Thomas Edison kept failing at inventing the light bulb, people mocked him. When entrepreneurs launch bold ideas, they're called crazy until they succeed. Just like the boy with the silver coins, they weren't chasing applause for one golden moment. They were playing the long game. So what does this mean for you? It means that if people call you foolish for working on your dream job instead of settling for comfort, smile. If people laugh at you for saving money quietly while they spend recklessly, smile. If people mock you for waking up at 5 a.m., reading books, working on your craft, or taking risks that no one else understands, smile. Because maybe, just maybe, you're collecting your own silver coins day by day. And one day, that box will be so full, the same people who laughed will stand in awe. My friend, the world often misunderstands wisdom. They call patient people weak. They call quiet people boring. They call dreamers unrealistic. But what they don't see is the treasure being built quietly, day after day. So the next time someone calls you foolish, ask yourself, am I really foolish? Or am I just playing a game they can't understand yet? Remember, greatness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it looks like silver when the world expects gold.
If this story inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's been laughed at for following their own path. Remind them that wisdom isn't always obvious. It's often hidden in persistence, patience, and vision. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Mindset Matters, and turn on the bell so you never miss another story that could change the way you see life. Stay patient, stay wise, and always keep moving forward.